My project focuses on the evening primrose Oenothera harringtonii. Some populations of this plant produce the scent compound linalool, which smells like Fruit Loops, and other populations don't. Scent is important because pollinators and herbivores can use it to find plants. In this system, the major pollinator is the hawk moth, Hyles lineata. Hyles females also lay eggs on plants when they pollinate them, and their caterpillars eat the leaf tissue. I'm interested in how these hawk moths respond to different scents. Specifically, I want to find out whether Hyles females prefer to lay their eggs on plants that do produce linalool or plants that don't produce linalool. To do this, I'm raising hawk moths from the pupal stage, which you can see here. When the moths eclose, I let them mate and then put mated females in an enclosure with a mixture of linalool-producing and non-linalool-producing plants.
So in this cage I have a mated female hawk moth, and I'm going to put her in this enclosure with 8 plants, 4 from each population, and I'm going to leave her in overnight, and in the morning I'll come back and collect the plants and see how many eggs she laid on each plant. So I'm about to take a moth out of this enclosure where she's been overnight, hopefully laying eggs on some plants. So I've captured the moth, she's now in the cage. Here she is. So she's laid eggs on some or all these plants. Again, there's an egg right there. Now I'm back in the lab and I'm about to count all the eggs on each of these plants to see if she has a preference for one population or the other.
As you can see, none of the plants I'm working with are flowering. This experiment should be repeated in the future with flowering plants. But vegetative plants can still release scent compounds, and Hyles females sometimes lay eggs on vegetative plants in the wild. What we learn from this work will fit into a larger picture that will help us learn more about the selection operating on scent compounds released by plants, and how plants and their insect visitors are co-evolving.